When the Nigerian people need protesters, they'll call on us. When they need leaders, they'll call on the people who are oppressing them, or they'll go with the people who are oppressing them, people who impoverish them, the people who have turned them into beggars, and the people who made Nigeria the poverty capital of the world, and the people who introduced to the lexicon of human lifestyle what is called multidimensional poverty. That is, that we needed to provide an alternative and speak to it and give it a face, a form, and character. And that's what we started in 2017, 2018.
But there are those who
And
criticize your methods and your style. Uh, those who say, why would you want to ask for a revolution in a democratic process? I mean, are you thinking of rethinking your method, or is the same method you think works for you? Because the same energetic Sowere, who was an activist, now turned a politician. You imagine that those method probably needs change, isn't it?
no, they don't need any change. What needs to change is the objective conditions of the Nigerian people. And I am not here bluffing. I'm telling you that you cannot say that, you are in a democratic era when your democracy do not meet the tenets of democracy, when your democracy is devoid of rule of law, is devoid of free and fair elections, is devoid of freedom of association, freedom of speech, is devoid of economic prosperity. You can't claim that that is democratic era. So you can call it whatever you want, but you can't call it democracy. And if it is not democracy, you can't say it is democratic. So what we want to bring about is a democratic era. But what is the best democracy you can have in the world, in any country? It is for the people to decide that they want to change their situation and go for it. So why people vote in elections is because they believe that free and fair elections can take them in a direction that they can control those who represent them and those who are in power. And that translates to them being in power too. But when the people are alienated from the process of selecting their leaders through this rigged process against them, you can't call that democracy. And if you say to them that we can change that trajectory and you go for it, that is what is democratic.
But why would you ask for a revolution? The term
Revolution.
revolution, you don't think is extra?
No, it's not. The revolution is the thinking that drives a process, and be very clear about it, a process that is inclined towards rapidly changing your situation. So if you are poor and you don't have any business being poor, a revolution brings you what you're entitled to, prosperity. If you are unhealthy because your hospitals were destroyed by your leaders, a revolution helps you restore your hospitals. It helps you restore your roads. It helps you restore the
But
fundamentals.
Mr. Sowere, where has
And
this
Nigeria is
method?
not the only
Yeah,
place. It's not the only place where people embark on revolution or revolutionary action, even when they have what is the so-called democratic leaders in power. There was democracy, so-called. The people in Egypt were democratically elected, but they kept manipulating the process. The people in Tunisia were democratically elected before the people decided that they've had enough of the manipulation. What is important, Sheung, is for you to understand that what we started with is that this is not democracy. And if it is not, then you can't keep labeling it democracy. It will be unjust, unfair, and dishonest to say that, running elections in which the electoral body completely manipulates the process, disconnects the wires, unplug, a process of transparency, it's democracy. It is not. There's nothing to sugarcoat about it.